Ladies and gentlemen, it has been quite a day. I'm sure you've all heard the news. We got our Executor kit, and my stars and garters, it looks freaking amazing. In this video, we're gonna go over the kit real quick, and I will give you my thoughts on how this ship is gonna do. Spoiler alert, I think it's gonna do damn good. So let's go over and let's have a peek at this kit, shall we? So it's coming out on the 16th, which is in just under a week. You're gonna have 1 day to try to farm it. You need 2 relicates and a whole lot of bounty hunters and ships in order to get 7-star. Now, they haven't outright said exactly how the event is going to be, but if it is like the Holdo and the Finalizer Fleet Mastery events, which I think it will be, there's a good chance that it's going to be the same as those, you can refresh the bonus tier for 999 crystals 19 times. Now, people smarter than I, which is most people, have done the math, and I think it's going to take about 2,700 crystals, or 27,000, sorry, crystals to unlock this thing. So Monday is going to be a fun day because I am going to wail on this monster because I think it's that good. And there will also be a pack for $12.99 if you can't actually beat the event. They did say it was going to be harder, so we shall see. But for now, let's go over this monster kit. Now look at how big this Star Destroyer is, like compared to a Death Star. I guess we're gonna see how it fits onto the page, or onto the screen, but man, it is huge. So Empire capital ship, no actual bounty hunter tag. Highlights: removes the enemy capital ship with a blast from the second Death Star. Strong bounty hunter synergy with light Empire synergy. A little bit of light Empire synergy. There are only 5 bounty hunter ships, so you're going to have to fill it out with probably some Empire ships as well. So as you see, the synergies, all the bounty hunters, right? Right there. There they are. Okay. So it's basic. So there's what it's going to look like. So look at, you can actually see the 2 normal Star Destroyers on its nose. That's kind of cool. So this is just the tip. Make all the jokes you want. Just the tip of the Star Destroyer. So its basic is deal physical damage and inflict expose for 1 turn on target enemy. Okay. Deal 5% more damage for each active Empire ally. Deal 25% more damage for each bounty hunter ally. So right off the bat, this ship is kind of leading you down the path to want to run bounty hunters with it. Special number 1, Breach of Protocol. It's kind of a stupid name, if you tell me, but final text. For cooldown of 4. So deal physical damage to all enemies, so it's an AoE. If the target enemy is target locked, call all Empire allies to assist. Now, I don't think you're going to have Empire allies out at this point. I really don't. If the target enemy is breached, however, then call all bounty hunter allies to assist, dealing 10% more damage. Now that is huge. We're going to get into how these bounty hunters synergize with themselves or with each other, but 10% more damage. That's going to be big. And breach, we are going to have breach out at this point. So this is probably going to be the second ability you use. This one, special number 2, is probably what you're going to do first. Cooldown of 5. We only need to keep them from escaping. Call back to episode 5, I do believe. So bounty hunter allies gain potency up for 1 turn, which is important because you want to land breach, right? It is a debuff. Dispel outmaneuver, which is the Millennium Falcon, and only the Millennium Falcon, and stealth from all enemies. So stealth. So say like a negotiator fleet if you've tagged Anakin already and he's under stealth, right? Or if you're going up against rebels and Bistan is under stealth, right? This will clear all that. So I'm thinking this is purely This outmaneuver and stealth is purely an anti-rebel synergy from all enemies, and dispel all debuffs from bounty hunter allies. Okay, so say it is rebels you're going up against, and they got target lock on you right off the bat. So this is a dispel. Target ally recovers 100% health and protection. If the target ally is a bounty hunter, they also gain foresight and taunt for 2 turns. So I'm assuming this is going to be faster than your Houndstooth. So if it is, you get that taunt on your Houndstooth right away, right? 2-turn taunt. So yeah, the potency up, very nice. The other stuff is just purely Akbar anti-rebel synergy. As you see, look at even the icon is a blown up Millennium Falcon. And target Houndstooth and make him super beefy taunt. Alright. And then here is the ultimate. There you go. Look at that. Ba-boom. It's even going up against rebels too. So, final text. Destroy the enemy capital ship. Kind of like Holdo. And stun all the enemies for 1 turn. Your allies all gain protection up 35% for 2 turns if there is no enemy capital ship, which you're probably not going to cycle this around twice, but who knows. Destroy all ships. It's just to clear the field. If you can get around to it a second time, clear the field. This ability can't be evaded, resisted, starts on a cooldown, and is reduced by 1 each time breach is inflicted on an enemy. So it is 20 turn cooldown. But if it's not 7-star, it's actually 30. Keep that in mind. So you got to have this thing 7-star to get it to cool down to 20. Yeah, and it's reduced by 1 each time breach is inflicted on an enemy ship, which is hopefully going to be a lot. So it's crew ability. So the ability is going to be beside Piet's little icon. Bounty hunter allies have 35% or plus 35% max health, max protection, offense. So they're gaining more offense. They ignore taunt on crewless ships. So your Vulture droids, your BTL Y-Wing, your Rebel Y-Wing, your Hyena. They don't care. They can just go kill them. At the start of battle, bounty hunter allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns, which is nice. So even though you can dispel them on turn 1, they're going to have tenacity up for 2 turns right at the beginning of battle. So your Houndstooth, in your, say, Cad Bane and Razor Crest, if that's going to be the starting lineup, they're going to start with tenacity up. Empire allies gain their own buff. We don't need their scum, which is immune to turn meter manipulation whenever bounty hunter ally is defeated, recover 25 health, and protection, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why TIE Advance gets shafted here, but he does. For the rest of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. So Empire allies get a cool ability. But that I'm wondering if they're on the starting lineup or not. I don't think so. I think that probably also entails ones you bring out from reinforcements. So whenever an enemy reinforces, so whenever the enemy brings in a ship, bounty hunter allies gain evasion up for 1 turn. So try to hit me a little less. Whenever an ally applies breach, bounty hunters dispel debuffs on themselves every time, and they're going to be popping off breach all over the place. So when they do, even though they have tenacity up to begin with, even though they have all this nice stuff, they're going to dispel themselves. Whenever a bounty hunter ally deals damage with their basic, they inflict target lock on the enemy for 1 turn. So target lock going everywhere. That is really good for, say, Cad Bane. We'll go look at these ships afterwards. Enemies who are the first time allies inflict target lock 20 times. So the first time we do 20 basics. And remember, IG 2000 double taps. Xanadu Blood double taps. With their basic, the first time they inflict target lock 20 times, each active enemies that are called in from reinforcements or summoned, aka the Malevolence, are inflicted with breach and target lock. And these effects can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted, and last until the end of battle. So, if you can get off 20 basics with all of your crew, your enemies are going to be perpetually breached and target locked. That is insane. The reinforcement bonus from this ship Reinforcements gain breach immunity and chaff for 2 turns. So that's specifically just for the mirror match, probably, right? Because that's probably what we're going to have to use to kill this sucker. And then that's the Empire one. So that is it. So that is cool. Kind of not pretty quick kit. A lot of breach. Everything's breach. It buffs up the bounty hunters, gives them more offense, more health, more protection. Very cool. Potency up. Gives them dispel capabilities on their basics, etc., etc., etc. So very cool. On paper, sounds insane. So let's go look at some bounty hunter ships now, shall we? Now, I think, just off the top of my head, so I've got all my ships at 7-star. Got one little piece of something. I got to take Piet from 7 to 8. I should have that in like 2 days or 3 days. So I'm ready to go for this event. Houndstooth is R7, or Bosk is R7, Boba's R8, Bam's R7, and then these two are R5. So this is, a pretty good fleet. My pilots are all ready to go. Bosk definitely got all 60 mods. Bam does for the most part. I do believe these two don't, but Boba almost has all 60 mods. So let's look at who we're going to be probably starting off with in the starting lineup. Let's start with the Razor Crest, since he's going to be the fastest bounty hunter ship. So this one right here is really important. Whenever another bounty hunter uses a special ability, they first inflict breach on the selected target for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. So you want him in your starting lineup in order to perpetuate the breach cycle, right? You need breach 20 times in order to get to your ultimate, which will probably be game over. The first time allies inflict breach 6 times while the Razor Crest is still out there. The Razor Crest itself gains 50% crit damage for the rest of the battle, and bounty hunters gain 25% offense and 25 speed for the rest of the battle. So now the bounty hunter ships are kind of slow, except for IG 2000, who, if you take him to R8, is fast. He's tied for, I think he's tied for speed with Anakin, right? If a marked enemy is defeated, reduce the cooldowns of all bounty hunter ships by 1. Okay, so that's not as important. While Razor Crest is active, breach enemies have minus 30% crit damage. So your Razor Crest is going to be your battery, right? He's going to be given 25% offense. Remember, you're gaining 35% offense just through the Executor's passive. So lots of offense, a lot of crit damage. They are going to be hitting like Mack trucks. So that's just off of his little pilot ability or his passive ability. Your basic, you're not going to do basic. You're going to do this first. So deal physical damage to enemy and inflict breach, which he will. Can't be evaded because that's a special. If the target already had breach, which they're not going to, inflict buff immunity for 2 turns. Call other bounty hunter ally to assist. Now, if Cad Bane's on the field, I'm going to call Cad Bane because Cad Bane double taps, so he's going to be target lock, but as well, Cad Bane inflicts breach on his basic. So I have a chance to do 2 breaches. So right off the bat, in one move, I'm already 3 breaches in, right? And Razor Crest is the fastest ship other than IG because my IG is only R5. So there's 3, right? And then the enemies are going to go because, we're slow and stuff. So what does this one do? Oh, this is all his reinforced hull stuff, right? So cool. He's beefy. On basic, deal physical damage to the target enemy. If the enemy was breached, inflict marked. So remember, Razor Crest can go around taunts during his turn, right? So you're going to pick a target. You're going to do the special. You're going to inflict breach. You're going to call Cad Bane. You're going to double tap, maybe get a couple more breaches, and then your next turn around, if it's, say, like Anakin or whatever, you mark him, and then you don't care about taunt. So Razor Crest is the battery for these ships, in my opinion. Now, Xandu Blood. I like Xandu Blood in the starting lineups because he starts in stealth. So they're going to have Houndstooth to hit. Razor Crest is going to be beefy. Probably not going to go down right away. And then Xandu Blood starts in stealth. They can't target him. So like I was saying, his basic, deal physical damage, target enemy with a 65% chance to attack again, inflicting breach. So you have possibility to get 2 breaches there. And then his special is, you know, if the enemy was target locked, it was going to inflict breach. But because the Razor Crest is out there, you're inflicting breach no matter what on the, I guess, whoever you target. Inflict target lock on the weakest enemy for 2 turns. And then call an ally to assist. Who should you call? I don't know. Probably, if IG 2000's on the field, I would call him because he would also double tap. But probably Razor Crest at this point, right? Because that's going to be your first move. You want more breach. So you're going to have 4 breaches on the field already. What is his specialty? While Xanadu Blood's active, breached enemies have minus 25% offense. So, if you remember Razor Crest, what does he do to enemies? While Razor Crest is active, breached enemies have minus 30% crit damage. So we are given crit damage down and offense down. I do believe it was offense. Was it not? Yes, offense down. So again, he's stealthed for 1 turn, beginning the encounter. And whenever a scoundrel ally suffers a critical hit, so he's going to go into stealth. Bounty Hunter allies deal bonus. This is kind of cool. Bounty Hunter allies deal bonus damage equal to 10% of the target's max health when they're hitting breached enemies. That's also big. With all these offense boosts, now you're doing 10% max health damage. Yes, Cad Bane is a beast. So that's pretty much him. Don't have to worry about reinforcement because you're most likely going to run him in the starting lineup. Now, if you do choose to run IG-2000, so he also double taps on basic if the enemy was breached. But since he is so fast, he would probably stun somebody out the gate, right? And inflict target lock for 2 turns. So he's going to stun someone. And since it's a special, he's going to breach them and possibly stun them, breach them. And I don't know if this clause is going to increase the damage 50%. If the breach is applied first, hard to say there. But he might be good in the starting lineup, but he's so squishy. His basic, deal physical damage if the enemy was breached, attack again. So that's probably what you want to do after you got breach going around the field. His little passive is, while IG-2000 is active, breached enemies have minus 25% crit chance. So that's another reason why I think Cad Bane is better. So Razor Crest is going to be minus 30% crit damage. Now, if they're already not critting, you're kind of negating one of the 2 bonuses. So that's why I think Cad Bane is better, because their offense is going to be unchanged no matter what. So you're going to reduce the offense and reduce the crit damage. If you're reducing the chance for them to crit, then what's the point of reducing their crit damage? At the start of each turn, he heals himself, right? It also gains 8% offense for each debuffed enemy, and there's going to be lots of debuffs going around. So he is going to hit hard too. More offense. Other droid allies, which is nobody, because we're going to be the only droid. So that clause is gone. So good ship, but I'm thinking he's going to be much, much, much better out of reinforcements. Grant another random attacker, which is I do believe it's the Razor Crest. Well, I shouldn't say that. I know he's an attacker. Who else is an attacker here? Let's see. Houndstooth's definitely tank. Razor Crest is a support, I think. No, he is an attacker. And then Cad Bane is a support. Okay. All right. So if he comes in off the bench, grant another random attacker, which is only going to be Razor Crest. Offense up for 1 turn, and inflict crit chance down on all enemies. Target locked. Additionally, inflict target lock on the highest and lowest health enemy for 2 turns. Okay, well that's not going to be a really big deal because everybody's going to be inflicting target lock with their basic. So I don't know. You know, his utility as a starting ship is in the stun, I'd say. But I think Cad Bane's better because Cad Bane's going to be doing or adding more breached. Right, it has the possibility to add more breach to your count. which you want to get 20 of. Houndstooth, just a quick little spiel here, right? We all know Houndstooth, what he does, but while he's active, if people don't remember, breached enemies have minus 25% evasion, so we're going to be able to hit them, right? And then you all know what Houndstooth does. No need to really talk about that. He's going to inflict breach with his special, regardless now. It's not going to miss. Sometimes that's very annoying when you go to inflict target lock on someone and they miss. And remember, guys, there's going to be a plethora of breach going around the field. He's never going to lose taunt. Unless they can dispel him, put a buff immunity on him, he's never going to stop taunting. So you're going to want Houndstooth for sure. You're going to want Razor Crest for sure in your starting lineup. In my opinion, Xanadu Blood, but there can be an argument made for IG 2000. Now, Slave 1. Slave 1 is getting an upgrade. I'll find it here on the forums, just so we can talk about it. If I can figure out where that is. What would that be in game updates? No. Maybe it's right here. Let's see. Nope. Anyway, I don't know where that is. I'm gonna have to go find that. But and I do want to find that. Where is the Slave 1 update? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Let's talk about this first. It was buried. Very, very buried. Alright, so Slave 1 is getting a touch up. So, in red. So, his basic. If the enemy was breached, dispel all buffs on them. So, he's going to dispel on his basic and apply target lock. Deal physical damage target enemy with 55% chance each to damage them. What? Deal physical damage to a target enemy with a 55% chance each? That doesn't make sense. To damage them a second and third time. Ah. Nice. He's going to be putting out lots of target lock. Each hit has a 100% chance, to inflict target lock. But hits after the first deals 75% less damage. Alright. So because he's going to be running the Executor, he's going to be inflicting target lock on basic 100% of the time. His special doesn't change. Deal physical damage target enemy and all target locked enemies, right? That's the big pew 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 pew, the big torpedo one. Seismic charge, deal physical damage and bonus damage equal to 30% of their max health. That's cool. Okay, keep that in mind. Ignores armor protection, starts on a cooldown, but here's the change. At the start of battle, or when he comes in, when he reinforces, for each active enemy, he gains 5% offense on top of all the other offense bonuses out there. Remember, if Cad Bane's out there, he gives more offense. He's getting 20 or 35% extra offense from the Executors, so he's an attacker. So he's going to be just blasting fools, and he gains 5 speed for each enemy for the rest of the battle. So, oof. So he's a lot faster now. He's hitting harder. Yeah, just good stuff. First time all enemies are breached while Slave 1's active. So that's kind of a clause. You're going to have to breach all the enemies, right? But keep in mind, if you can inflict target lock 20 times, all enemies are going to be breached. And it's not going to go away. So it's very possible that that clause has been fulfilled by the time he comes out. So if the first time all enemies are breached while he's active, while it happens, or if Slave 1 enters the battle while all enemies are breached, which didn't that just say that? The first time all enemies are breached while he's active, or if he enters battle, well, that's redundant. Seismic Charge's cooldown is reset, so it's at 0. So he's going to be able to come in and just boom, right off the bat. While Slave 1's active, breached enemies, and this is his clause, deal 50% less damage when they attack at a turn, aka the Rebels. Or also Malevolence, right? Summon Buzzies. When he enters the battle, because you're going to want to pull him from the bench. He gains Taunt, Retribution, and Protection up 10% for 2 turns, and crit hit immunity for 3 turns. But additionally, he's going to gain another 25 or 20% protection up per breached enemy. So he's not going to come in and then just die, which happens a lot. He's going to come in and he's going to have a crap load of purple protection. Then inflict ability block and target enemy for 1 turn. Right? Ability block, cool. So that's the touch-ups to Slave 1. Which also effectively discusses him in total. So yeah, guys, this fleet is going to be bonkers. Now, you are going to have to bring in 2 more reinforcements, or not. But obviously, there is some built-in synergy with TIE Advanced. Maybe you want Gauntlet in there for the heal, which might be nice. I'm thinking Gauntlet, in my opinion. Emperor Shuttle, don't bring that in. Reaper, I don't think you want to bring that in. But maybe TIE Fighter, maybe TIE Advanced. Gauntlet, definitely. I think Gauntlet's going to have a nice time there. Right? He's going to be the one that comes in, cleans everybody up, and heals everybody up. So, get your Gauntlet up there, guys. TIE Bomber, I don't really think you want to put your TIE Bomber on your bench, because I don't know if they're going to prioritize bringing him in, since he is technically a tank. Him in off the bench versus Boba Fett. Again, we're going to figure out how that goes. I don't know how that's going to play out with reinforcements getting called, but we'll know that quite quickly after people start unlocking him and putting him into battle. So, cool. Right on. Right on, right on, right on. He is not in-game yet. Right? Not listed in-game, but he will be here in 6 short days. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that run through. I'm sorry that it took me 25 minutes to explain all that. But there's a lot of synergies going on there, mostly all with bounty hunters. You could run Empire under this ship, but you definitely want the bounty hunters, right? If there's no breach, you're not getting your ultimate. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, place them down in the comments. I will get back to you. Please like, please subscribe. And I'll see you on the Holotables, everybody. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Cheers.